You too, what it do, man? It is your boy Abdul up next, and I'm back with another video today, man. Yes, Sirski, like the video. You ain't seen nothing in this video. You just need to like it already. Today we are watching something called Weird True Animation Stories. I don't know what to expect, but these titles, boy, they need to make a word in the dictionary for these titles. I'd call them baffling. I'd call them startling. I would call them horrendous. Damn it, the title is trash. It's called I Am Breastfed at 16. There's another one. My teacher and I are dating. Dang it, it just gets worse. Actually, it doesn't get worse than that. Chucky, not today. Oh, these are short animation stories, so we're gonna watch more than one this video. Now that's a W, ain't it?
That's why you gotta like it. I done told you once. I'm gonna tell you again. You gotta like it.
So let's see. Which one y'all think we should start with?
Breastfed at 16. I gotta see this. I gotta see the chronic illness because it just doesn't make sense. What story could you possibly say to make it make sense that why you're getting breastfed at 16?
So without further ado, let's see the illness. 3, 2, 1. Well, we already got one thing scratch off the list. Buddy's white. Bro, if you want your mama chest at 16, only something somebody from Alabama could do. I'm sorry, my Alabama viewers. Y'all not beating the allegations. But let's go.
Hey, I'm Chris, and I've always been very close with my mom. I guess it's because my dad left us when I was a baby.
Well, looks like we don't need a little full video. We kind of know why you're chronically ill. No father. No father. You have no dad. Where's your dad at, bro? Ask why did he leave you at 3? Like, why does everybody's dad leave them? What is the common denominator in this situation? Because I know, bro, I have 5 friends in real life without a dad. I have a better chance at counting how many friends I have with a dad than without one. So, what's the common denominator to you dudes having no dad, alright? What's up with dads? Why do they leave? Milk? Milk not even that good. You could have really just stayed if you was just gonna leave to get some milk. Bro, we could go without milk, bro.
Ever since, our favorite activity...
Whoa! Whoa! I see why he owned the mommy milkers. Whoa!
Ever since, our favorite activity was her breastfeeding me. But
your favorite activity?
She asked me if I wanted to stop doing it. I was shocked and started crying.
You started crying when your mom said she didn't want to breastfeed you no more?
Oh my God, this ain't good. Oh my God.
Because I loved drinking my mom's milk. It tastes much better than cow milk. Because even though it starts off a bit watery, after a few seconds it gets really creamy.
Yo! I seen enough! I heard enough! This is disgusting! I heard enough! Little freaky boy. Little freaky man. I think it's time to have a conversation, bro.
That's why I told her I would never stop drinking her milk. And to this day, every morning and every evening, my mom comes into my room to breastfeed me. I guess the only weird thing is that I'm 16. I actually didn't know it was strange to be breastfed as a teenager because my mom homeschooled me until 8th grade.
Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God! It's making sense! He's putting the pieces together like a nice little puzzle!
After that, I went to a public school, and when I asked one of my classmates if he'd rather drink milk from a cow or from his mom, he started laughing because he thought I was making a joke.
Yo, what would you do if your best homie asked you that question? I'm putting you in the group chat. That's the only way! You have to get sent to the group chat. We are going to laugh at you. I don't know what they're gonna do with you. I'm not gonna be the man to say you're really strange. I'm just gonna make sure the group chat knows. So we could all communally agree you a strange motherfucker. And
you gotta go.
But I don't think it's something to laugh about. I mean, what's wrong about being breastfed as a teenager? It tastes amazing. There are lots of health benefits, and I have a really close relationship with my mom because of it. The only thing I wish is that my mom was less overprotective and less involved in my life. I often feel like I'm living in a bubble. Like, she won't let me play soccer with my classmates because she is worried about me being injured. And when I meet up with friends at a mall, she wears a wig and follows us wherever we go to make sure.
Oh no! You sure she not trying to make sure she cheating on you, bro? You cheating on her? She don't want you going out to play soccer. She don't want you hanging with your friends in the mall. She's in a new identity. Bro, you in a strange household, bro. That's your girlfriend. My man's is in a relationship with a MILF. The MILF is his own mother. Do they do shit on the hub?
It's super annoying, but most of the time, she doesn't allow me to go outside at all. She says it's for my own safety, but I think she's just jealous when I'm hanging out with my friends because she doesn't have any friends herself. And if I should
You
ever
date
get a
your mom.
girlfriend, my mom would probably go crazy and try to destroy our relationship because
Oh,
I don't
no.
think she could handle sharing her son with another woman. But isn't
Oh,
it
no.
a normal part of life to become independent of your parents? To move out and start your own life and your own family? Well, I know it will break my mom's heart, but as soon as I go to college, I will move out of her place. I haven't
Okay.
told her yet, but I already made the decision. Her style of parenting already made me become the weird kid in school.
That's
Because
true.
whenever something happens that I don't like, I just start crying or screaming.
Do you blame your mom for that, or do you blame yourself? That's the problem. You kind of need to blame yourself, my guy. Your mom can't get the blame for the fact you acting like a bitch. You know what I mean? Everything goes wrong. You start crying. You 16. You getting breastfed. Okay, your mom might have a little bit to do with it. But all it takes is for you to have like one brain cell. You know, just one, bro. All you need is just one brain cell. And then, yeah, it might make more sense. Did you realize that? So it's your mom's fault that you start crying? Nah. I don't think it is. But y'all in the comments can let me know. Me personally, you a bitch, nigga. You a pussy.
I know it's immature, but I can't help it. My emotions just take over. Like one time a classmate of mine took a potato from my plate and ate it. He knew I
Yo.
would get upset about it. But he probably didn't expect what I did next.
What?
I
You a
got
school
so
threat?
mad that I threw the rest of my plate into his face, and then I started screaming as loud as I could in the middle of our cafeteria.
I'm pausing too much, man. But all I'm gonna say is, you threw it at his face to start screaming. The fuck, screaming? You powered up. You Kamehameha! Like what you do? You scream. I would have loved to seen that in first person. If I would have been there, I would have been there with my phone out.
Few seconds to realize that I had embarrassed myself in front of my whole school. It was the most pathetic moment in my life. And now everybody thinks
Okay,
that I'm
bruh.
a complete weirdo. I actually blame my mom for me being so immature. She homeschooled me until I was 14, and I never had any other kids to play with. So I never learned
Dang.
the rules of how to interact with other people. I guess
Okay,
she's
you
scared
learning
of
now.
losing me and wants me to stay immature, so that I'll never move out of her home. That's why I recently told
Look at the bounce, the velocity, the strength, the area, the diameter. Damn it, I ain't never did Y equal MX plus B in my life, but I might do Y equal MX plus B on them titties. Yo,
wanted to join the military once I turned 18. I was just
the
joking,
military?
but she almost had a heart attack and started begging me not to do it. She said it's too dangerous for a little boy like me. I got angry and wanted to tell her I'm not a little boy anymore, but then she offered me to play hide and seek again, just like in the old times.
What?
It's a game where my
You
mom
play
locks
hide and
me
go
inside
seek
her
with your
house,
mom?
And once I find her, I can drink her milk as a reward. We had
What?
to play this gears. So I got really excited, and we ended
What?
up playing for hours. It felt so good and comforting, because it was just like in the old times. But afterward, I realized my mom had tricked me into being a little boy again. It's all a part of her selfish plan to keep me immature. Anyways, for the next 2 years, I will continue to live with my mom, and I'm not planning to stop breastfeeding anytime soon. I
Yo.
simply enjoy it too much. But I do know that at some point, I need to grow up and become independent of my mom. Because right now, I'm a pathetic weasel that can't even take care of himself.
Okay,
if I ever wanna
so
have
you
a
know a
family,
little bit about
I
yourself.
first need to become a mature and reliable man.
Okay.
Anyways, thank you for listening to my story.
Wow, story one was absolutely amazing. Well, strange. My boy said he's gonna keep breastfeeding for the next 2 years. You gotta chill. You need real help. That's what you need. We gonna get you some of that. The next one is called My Teacher and I Are Dating.
I was in high school when Mrs. Sundell became our new history teacher.
I ain't gonna lie. Before this shit start, I gotta kind of get mad. Because all of these stories, it's like the third story we done seen of somebody that's getting it in with their teacher, right? But why has it never happened to me? But why has it never been my chance? You think if it would have happened to me, y'all would have known? Man, damn it! You think if that would have happened to me, my teacher would have got caught? I I know how to keep a secret. I'm in that shit.
There were rumors that she'd been kicked out of her old school for rupturing the eardrum of one of her students. Apparently,
How?
that student was deaf, and she blew an air horn right next into his ear to prove that it wouldn't affect him. But of course,
What
it
type
did
of
affect
teacher?
him. His eardrum ruptured, and he had to be taken to the hospital.
This dumbass teacher. Bro, come into class and do your lecture. Get the fuck on.
Because blood started running out of his ear. So everyone knew Mrs. Sundell was a bit crazy. And one time, while talking about the Holocaust, she suddenly burst into tears. I wondered if it was because she was Jewish and had lost part of her family to the Nazis. But then she explained that her husband had dumped her the day before for a younger woman. To be frank, I thought it was tasteless of her to tell us students about her private life while discussing an event as tragic as the Holocaust. But
She can't
I
even
knew she had
focus.
mental issues. So the next day after class, when all other students had left the classroom, I gave her flowers and said, "I'm sorry you were going through a divorce, Mrs. Sundell, but I've now, let me
Riz! That's game. That's game. That's how you become a rebound. That's game. Damn it, why didn't I think of that?
that I was 18 years old at the time, and nothing that happens in this story is illegal. Of course, Mrs. Sundell was an attractive woman, but I never planned on becoming her lover.
Oh, thank you for the flowers. You are such a gentleman.
No problem, and enjoy your weekend.
Wait. I hope you don't mind me asking, but are you free this Saturday?
What would y'all have said? Damn it, if a female asks me if I'm free this Saturday now, I'm passing out. Oh, she want me. I'm about to hit. If a teacher would have asked me at 18, whoa! I ain't gonna lie. If a female asks me, am I free this Saturday, I'm passing out still. I'm about to hit. She want me.
Oh, I'm gonna cook some pasta, and I haven't been on a first date in years. So
Okay.
why don't you come over?
Of course, I
Come
accepted
over.
the offer. Mrs. Sundell was gorgeous after all, but in hindsight, I realized that Mrs. Sundell was also mentally unstable, and that maybe I was taking advantage of her recent breakup.
Mentally unstable women are the best. If you know, you know. That's all I'm gonna.
I mean, the first time I visited her home, she immediately introduced me to her 8-year-old daughter and said,
Hey, look who your mom is dating now. He's one of my students and super cute. Much cuter than your useless dad.
Mrs. Sundell's daughter looked disturbed. She was extremely underweight, had dark circles under her eyes, and avoided eye contact. Meanwhile,
That's kinda
Mrs.
strange,
Sundell
bro.
pulled me on the couch and started making out with me. It felt
in front of
super
her kid?
awkward because her daughter sat less than a meter.
That's a crime. Nigga, y'all can go to jail for that. Did you know that? That's a crime. And that child ain't getting no food, but she worried about some meat. This is exactly why kids need to go with they. Look, I'm just saying, fresh off the breakup, kids slick need to go with their dad. Or go with the grandma. Go with somebody grandma. Don't go with one of the other parents fresh off the breakup. Because they just gonna badmouth the other parent. She just went in front of her kid face, mentally unstable as hell, damn near have the same mental capacity as a dog right now. This is strange, but who cares? Let's get it.
away from us. But
We here for the toxicness!
left the room so we could be alone. Then, at dinner, Mrs. Sundell told me about her husband.
He is crazy. One time my phone battery died and he couldn't reach me for 3 hours. So he called the police and told them I was missing.
That's kind of reasonable.
He's been stalking me ever since we broke up.
Stalking you?
Yeah, you about to get set
He's
up, bro.
parked somewhere near my house and watches where I go and who visits me.
So,
GG.
he might have seen me come into your house today?
He probably did. And I warned
That's
you.
not good.
He is violent.
GG.
She said
You're
that
done.
with a big smirk on her face, as if she wanted her husband to find out about me and beat me up.
Y'all, real nigga question. How do you bounce back? You got somebody on your head right now. What you doing? Look, if I'm that dude right there, I'm not leaving. Bro, I'm already here. You have to hit. At least finish the mission, then leave, my nigga. You went all the way over there and you didn't get no cheeks?
Has your husband ever been violent?
Of course. Just recently, he locked me into the trunk of his car for a whole weekend. Just because I told him that I was cheating on him with our neighbor.
Oh God, what had I gotten myself into? I looked over to Mrs. Sundell's daughter and asked, "Do you like your dad?"
No, I hate him, and he's only my stepdad.
You on your third dad already at 8? Damn! That's your stepdad? Nigga, you 18, you about to be the third stepdad! Damn!
And has he ever treated you badly in any way? She looked away. She was too ashamed to answer the question. Okay, listen, Mrs. Sundell. If your husband is violent, you have to protect your daughter from him.
Well,
Okay.
that's why
My boy has one brain
to
cell.
protect
What?
us.
You?
It suddenly dawned on me that Mrs. Sundell had the emotional maturity of a child. She wouldn't take responsibility for anything, not even her own daughter's safety. So, after dinner, I wrote down my number on a piece of paper and gave it to Mrs. Sundell's daughter. Call me if you are ever in danger. Then I told Mrs. Sundell
Nigga think he's Superman. Worst thing you could have ever did. Of all things you could have did, you did that. I'm calling the police. After I hit, I'm calling the police.
couldn't solve her relationship problems, and that we would not meet up again until she had successfully divorced her husband. I thought that was the end of the story. But a week later, she came into school with a black eye. She said that someone had shot a football in her face, but I didn't believe it and suspected that her husband had hit her. After class, I asked her, "Did your husband do this to you?"
What do you care? You said you want nothing to do with me.
Oh God, she was
You about to fail the class,
I should have
bruh.
stayed away from her as far as I could, but I
True.
wanted to make sure her daughter was safe from her stepdad. So I told her I would spend the night at her place to protect them. I was sleeping in her bed.
He's capping. 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 Nigga, I can tell that cap from a mile away. You think I'm slow? I'll spend the night to protect you. You just trying to finish the mission. And you think we can't tell. Okay. Okay, let's see how this goes.
In the middle of the night, someone knocked on the front door.
Oh no, it's my husband. If he finds out you are here, he will kill you for sure.
I was
I thought that was his boner, bro. I thought that was his meaty.
afraid, but also determined. I picked
He
up
grabbed the light!
followed Mrs. Sundell to the entry door
No.
and said, "Don't let him inside. And if he tries to hurt you, I will knock him out with a lamp, okay?"
This nigga think he's Spider-Man.
But Mrs. Sundell opened the door, and her husband's first question was, "Why do you have a black eye? Did someone hurt you?"
Oh, don't you remember? You got drunk and hit me.
What are you talking about? I've been sober for 6 months. And anyway,
Okay.
why did you send me an SMS 20 minutes ago telling me to immediately come over?
What?
She trying to set you
Send
up?
you a message, and you can't come into my house right now because I have a visitor.
Oh my God. Did Mrs. Sundell just tell her husband that I was here?
This is the problem. You going against a real mentally ill chick. This is worse than Krishan. She told her boyfriend that just so he could see the fact that she moved on. Why did she tell you you was gonna die?
What? You brought another man into my house? You are cheating on me?
We are getting divorced. Have you already forgotten?
Mrs. Sundell's husband pushed her to the side and stepped into the house. I wasn't sure if I should use the moment of surprise and knock him out with my lamp, or instead try to talk to him and explain myself. But
I would've
had
ran.
no time to think.
He
When
walked
his
past,
bald head
walk
came
out the
through
door.
I swung the lamp right at him.
Oh, my
However, this guy was jacked and just blocked my swing with his arm. Then
Yeah,
he
you're
grabbed
dumb.
me by the throat and pushed me with all his strength against the wall. He was much stronger than me, but as a last resort, I kicked him in the nuts, which actually brought him to his knees. Then I told
clutched.
Mrs. Sundell to immediately call the police.
I can't do that. He is still my husband, and I love him.
Okay,
But you was
this
just
woman
in
was
bed
crazy.
giving her
I went
giving her
home and
meat.
thought about what just happened. It seemed that Mrs. Sundell had only started a romance with me to get back at her husband and to make him jealous. So the next day in school, I went to her and wiped my finger over her black eye. It's only makeup. You made it all up.
I had
No.
to. Without the black eye, you would have never come back to protect me from my husband.
Mrs. Sundell was lying through her teeth, like she always did. The only reason I came back to visit her at her home was to check up on her daughter and make sure she was okay. We were eating dinner when I asked, "Where is your daughter, by the way?"
What happened?
Shoot, I forgot to pick her up from school again. Can you do it for me?
It was 8 p.m. when I arrived at her school. The teacher had waited 3 hours for Mrs. Sundell's daughter to be picked up and was really mad. But I felt even worse for the girl. I knew she felt like no one cared about her. I took her to McDonald's for dinner, where she told me that her mom often locked her into her room for days, so her mom could sleep with other men without being disturbed. And I had
What
seen
in the
her
world?
room. It only had a dirty mattress on the floor and not a single toy to play with.
Yo, this video has taken a strange amount of turns that I did not expect. Holy shit.
Have you ever been to a playground or watched a movie in a cinema?
No, my mom only allows me to leave my room to eat, watch TV, and go to school.
This
Lord
girl
have
had been
mercy.
seriously neglected. I brought her back home, but I could see Mrs. Sundell's husband through the window. I can't protect you there inside, but I promise we will do something fun this weekend. Because
This dude is
you're
a
great girl.
stepdad.
Don't ever let your mom make you
Yo.
think otherwise.
Can you marry my mom and become my dad?
I told
Yo!
her that wasn't possible. However, for the next 7 years, I've picked her up every weekend to do something fun. Like,
Nigga, you're 18. Why is you stepping up to be the father she never had? But we gotta salute it. Hey, good father activities
taking
though.
her to the playground or just asking her how she was doing. Mrs.
Bro, you're
Sundell's
18.
husband, of course, hated that I was taking care of his stepdaughter. He even almost
You're her
caught me once
third
in front of
father.
their house. I was barely able to escape. The reason he couldn't completely forbid me from seeing his stepdaughter was that I had once threatened to contact the police and Child Protective Services on him. Anyway, I still visit his wife sometimes when he is on business trips.
Oh my
So
God.
I'm not completely innocent in this story either. Meanwhile, the little girl is a teenager now, and she is doing okay. She has been diagnosed with ADHD and is failing most of her classes, probably because her mom neglected her so badly. However, I've helped her find a therapist so she can work through her childhood trauma, and I hope she will live a normal life when she moves out of her mom's home.
Yo, that is a wild story. Yo, my guy was the father she never had. Wow, that's P. I'll give it to him. My boy stepped up to be a father at age 18. But look, if this video gets 3,000 likes, I'll bring you a part 2 with 3 different stories. Oh, that sounds lit. Honestly, I want to do it. So shit, just do your job, I do my job type shit. Hey man, look. Shout out to these 4 people right here. I give a shout out to 4 people at the end of every video because I gotta show love back to you guys one way or another. You know what I'm saying? Thank you everybody who comes back and watches the videos daily. You touch my heart. I appreciate you, dog. I swear to God, I appreciate you, bro. But look, if you want to shout out like these 4 people, it's simple. All you have to do is like this video and let me know that you liked it in the comment section. I will go by, check it, and give 4 people a shout out. If you didn't get a shout out this video, comment it again. You can get a shout out in the next one. So keep coming back. I'll see you guys soon, man. Thank you for watching. It's Dooley Gang merch on the way, gang. Yes, Starsky gang. Yes, Starsky.